Hargrave puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Nick Banyard.
Really good defence there from Kai Woodfull. Just stayed down in front of him, made him shoot over the top of him. Good job.
Joel Beveridge's three-point attempt was very much unsuccessful, and the Huskies get the ball. Adams now brings the ball up the court, guarded by Kobe Jackson. Jackson tried to fight through a screen there from White, and the ball come off his foot. So the Huskies will get the ball on the sideline. Substitution there for the Thunder. Paul Campbell coming off for a rest, replaced by Jordan Bowling come back on, I think. So I think apparently we've got sound now. We are away. Julian O'Brien confirms it via text message. Thanks, Jules. Shout out to you in the gong tonight. More good defence by the Northwest Thunder, forcing up a bad shot there by the Huskies. And it's a funny quarter, this, isn't it? Defence is.
It has been really, really good. Both teams pretty good. The Thunder had a couple of ill-advised shots the last couple of trips down the floor. Need a good one here, but defensively they've been good.
So Banyard with the ball goes baseline against Jones. Sorry, that's Barker, Callum Barker, who's got Jones on the back of his singlet. That's going to confuse me all night. And he's drawn a foul, and he'll go over the line for 2 free throws. Substitution here for the Huskies with number 5, Liam Smith, coming on to replace Jalen Adams, who's hasn't scored a point yet, Adams, which that'll be pleasing Sam Armstrong. He's been their main avenue on the scoreboard all year for the Huskies, has Adams. So Nick Banyard at the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. Makes the first, stretches the Thunder's lead out to 4 points with 1:05 left. In a very low scoring first quarter of this NBL1 rivalry round clash between the Thunder and the Huskies. Misses the second. Barker gets Kobe Jackson in a headlock, but comes away with the rebound. And Stanwicks brings the ball up, guarded by Kobe Jackson. Gets it over to White now. And that's over to Hargrave, who's been guarded by Joel Beveridge. Hargrave drives past Beveridge. There was no help coming either for Beveridge, and it's an easy 2 there for Jordan Hargrave.
Joel just too aggressive there with his defence and give up a straight line drive. Difficult to rotate on that.
Exactly. Woodfull over to Bowling. Zach White gets a hand in there and tips it out of bounds. The Thunder will get the ball back. 11 seconds on the shot clock on the side.
And Zach White is active defensively like that with his length. He is a real troublesome defender.
Yeah, because
he takes up a lot of space.
He does. As we say that, the Huskies take him off for a substitution. So Thunder now the ball Bowling to Beveridge. Beveridge to Bowling to Woodfull. Now to Banyard, who's guarded by Barker there. Tries all up and under, no good. And rebounded there by number 9. That's Matthew Young, the captain of the Huskies. Stanwicks an open 3-pointer. Oh, the Huskies stuff up the rebound there. Had 2 big boys just waiting for it, and they both went for it. Banyard now drives hard. Great drive by Nick Banyard. The Thunder lucky.
That is the most unusual thing I've ever seen. Nick Banyard looked like he had his contact lens in his hand and wanted to sub. Thunder get the ball and he leads the fast break.
It was very weird. And the Thunder were probably a little bit lucky there not to get a foul on that last play as well, with the clock winding down. But they got away with it, and that is quarter time here at the ABC Stadium in Ulverston.
Where's his contact?
I don't know where it is. I don't know. And so the home side are leading 13-9 in a very low-scoring quarter. Lots of mirth everywhere at the moment. Banyard's calling for an optometrist. Dear me. So, yeah, defence ruled in that first quarter. So, 13-9 for the... Let's try and bring up the top scorers here for the Northwest Thunder. We've got Paul Campbell with 8, Nick Banyard with 3, Jordan Bowling with 2. While for the Hobart Huskies, Zach White has 5 points, Jordan Hargrave with 2, and Jacob Richard with 2. Some of the other stats looking at it so far, 3 turnovers each to both teams. Felt like it was more. Thunder leading the rebound count 14-8 at the moment. And that includes 4 offensive rebounds, all to Paul Campbell and none to the Hobart Chargers. The shooting percentage, as you would expect, they're not exactly Steph Curry and Klay Thompson at the moment. It's 35.3% from the field for the Thunder and 28.6% for the Huskies. So both teams can probably only get better from here, Mark. Fair to say.
I think from that standpoint, I think the Thunder have just been a little bit more aggressive at the rim. 6 from 12 from 2-point field goal percentage, so a little bit more patient. Thought Kai Woodfall, while he didn't, production-wise, wasn't high. He just got the ball to the right spots on the floor.
So Bowling put up a 2-point attempt there. No good offensive rebound by the Thunder. Rain Smith with a 3-pointer that goes straight in. And the Thunder extend their lead out to 16-9 early stages of the second quarter.
He stayed consistent, come off the bench, give him space, and he's got to shoot that 3. He's in really good touch right now and heads off to national camp next weekend, so he won't be here with Thunder.
Young puts up the shot there for the Huskies, no good. Offensive rebound by Liam Smith against 2 smaller opponents. He went up to put it back in, got fouled, and he'll go over the line for 2 free throws. The foul there was on Lockie Dent. That's his 2nd for the night. So he's the only Thunder player to have fouled so far, which is a good sign for the Thunder. Their big men aren't in early foul trouble, which will keep Sam Armstrong happy, because that's an area where the Thunder can exploit the Huskies tonight in the big man department. Smith makes both free throws, and the Huskies trim their deficit back to 5 points. The Northwest Thunder leading 16-11. Sloppy turnover by Lockie Dent there, and an easy 2 points to Jordan Hargrave with the slam. Beveridge now with the ball to Bowling. Bowling drives in. Beveridge puts up a 3-point attempt. No good. Big rebound there by number 33, Callum Barker. And the foul on Simon Loken on the rebound there. So the Huskies have probably gone reasonably tall to start this quarter with Hargrave and Young on the court.
With Callum Barker.
Barker. Yeah, I've got to get that used there. He's got the wrong singlet on. Barker. Little hook shot over Loken was short, and Loken grabs the rebound and gets the ball over to Dent. Dent now guarded by Smith to Loken. Loken back to Dent. Beveridge trying to find Bowling in the post. Bowling attracts a double team. There's got to be someone loose somewhere. Dent over to Beveridge to Loken. They've got to get a shot up soon. 2 left on the shot clock. 1. Dent's 3-point attempt, no good. And rebound there by Jordan Hargrave. So the Huskies back with the ball. Barker now in the post against Loken. Beveridge tries to go out, but Hargrave drives. Barker, shot no good. Ooh, nearly gave away the foul there. Refs have called play on. Dent now brings the ball over half court. Bowling drives in on Young. Oh, great drive, Jordan Bowling. Points count. The foul on number 9, Matthew Young, and Jordan Bowling will go to the free throw line for the end one play. Great drive there by Jordan Bowling.
It was, and it was pretty quick catch and go, and he's probably lucky he got fouled from behind, because he did run over the guy sitting in front of him.
Yes.
I'm sure Mark Shivers won't be happy with that. But just when the Thunder have good attack on the rim,
when they settle for jump shots, it just doesn't quite look as good. I think when they're attacking that rim, they look a far better team. Bowling makes the free throw for 3-point play, and the Thunder's lead gets out to 19-13. Bowling now with 5 points for the night. So Adams back on the floor now.
Jackson low on for his first run.
Oh, good to see. 3-point attempt there from Hargrave was no good. Rebound by Campbell. And the Thunder will look to extend that lead. Bowling now, low to Dent. Dent Back to Bowling, over to low there. Campbell now, up against Barker. A little up and under from Campbell, no good. And rebounded by the Huskies, who get the ball into Adams' hand. Adams now guarded by Rain Smith, guarded by Lowe. Out there to Young. Young drives, look for the pass. The ref said he got fouled. The ref said no, that'll be 2 shots. And the foul there is on number 4, Kai Woodfall. No, it can't be Kai Woodfall because he's not on the court. Hold on, might run off. What do they call it? 14 it was on. Young Jackson Lowe. So Matthew Young, the captain of the Huskies, will go over the line for 2 free throws. Makes the first one.
Again, they've done a good job of just staying in front of the ball, and then right at the last minute they bid on the jump shot, and he's on the rim and to the free throw line. Good job.
Young goes 2 from 2 from the charity stripe, and that is his first 2 points of the game. Northwest under lead 19-15, 6:56 left here in the second quarter. They get the ball over the half-court line. Dent now with the ball to Bowling, over to Rain Smith. Rain, he's thought about the 3-point attempt. Another ball pass by Jordan Bowling going inside there to Campbell. It was never looked like getting to him, and the Huskies get the steal. Adams thought about the shot, passed it off. 3-point attempt went up there from Young, no good. And the Thunder away again through Dent. Dent drives, kicks it out to Lowe, gets it over to Smith, back to Dent, who ran the baseline. He'll bring it back out to the top. Dent pulls up for a 3-pointer, no good. Campbell and Barker jostled for the rebound there.
Last 4 trips, both teams just not showing enough patience and discipline to get a little bit deeper into the shot clock and get a better shot.
Zach White comes back on for the Huskies to replace Liam Smith. So they're quite tall now, the Huskies, probably the tallest they'll get this game, I would have thought. Rain Smith finds himself open for a 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound there by the Huskies through Young. Young running the floor to Adams. Adams gets inside, puts it up, no good, short. Paul Campbell with a huge block, said get that out of here. Adams was looking for the foul. The ref said no, that's a clean block. And the Hobart Huskies will get the ball on the baseline. Nick Banyard comes back on to replace Jordan Bowling, along with Joe Chilcott to replace Rain Smith. So 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball to be inbounded by Hargrave from the Huskies. And finds Barker, and Barker with a 2-hand slam. Bit easy there for the Huskies. They need to pick up that defence on the inbound pass. Chilcott now tries to drive on Hargrave, pulls up for his little favoured mid-range jump shot. No good. Banyard dives after the ball. Great hustle there. Nick Banyard finds Paul Campbell, and that's a great slam by Paul Campbell. Great hustle from Nick Banyard, Mark Radford.
Well, seeing Nick Banyard on the floor like that will certainly make Sam Armstrong a happy man.
The Thunder nearly force a turnover. Adams pulls up for a mid-range jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Banyard, and the Thunder are off again. Lockie Dent runs the ball up the court. Looks to drive. Goes baseline. Has he been fouled there, or is he just... It's just gone out of bounds off Hargrave there, and the Thunder will get the ball on the sideline.
Lockie ran out of territory there.
He did. But I like it when he's driving to the hoop. So Banyard will inbound the ball from the baseline, finds Campbell out to Dent. Dent finds Chilcott. Chilcott puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Adams.
Hobart have got to do a better job there. It's twice in a row they ran the same in-line play, get open shots.
So White gets the ball back out to Adams. Adams over to Hargrave. Back to White. Barker's got a mismatch against Chilcott inside, but they couldn't find him. But Matthew Young drives baseline. That's way too easy. And an easy 2 points there for Matthew Young. He's got 4 points now, and the margin only 2 points in the Thunder's favour, 21-19. Did there need to be some sort of help defence come there, Mark?
Again, probably could have been, but that's twice in a row now that Thunder have been really aggressive, but it's just a straight line drive, you know. Yeah. You can't help all the way over, you know, all the time when you've got good shooters on the floor, and got to be the responsibility of the guy guarding the ball. Has just got to do a little bit better job.
So we've got Stanwicks and Richards are back on the floor for the Huskies. The Thunder now. Banyard's got the ball. Chilcott, three-point attempt. No good. Banyard, offensive rebound. Nearly got fouled there, but the ref said no. Paul Campbell cleaning. Oh, bad luck, Paul Campbell. Got the ball. Missed a little dinker, but will go over the line for 2 free throws. With the foul on number 11 for the Huskies, Jacob Richards, who just come back on the floor. That's his first foul for the night. And Paul Campbell will go over the line for 2 free throws.
I think very lucky there. Like, last time Nick Banyard dives on the floor, gets 2 hands on it, and they get possession there. He's trying to dribble it in traffic and recover it. Probably lucky it fell in Paul Campbell's hands and at the free throw line.
You always need a bit of luck though in a game of basketball, Mark. Just an ounce.
Luck is good.
What? Campbell misses the first, makes the second. The Thunder's lead out to 22-19. What did Steven Seagal say in Under Siege 2? Chance favours the prepared mind. I always use that quote for some reason.
I like that. It's been a long time since that movie was on.
A very long time. I preferred Under Siege, the original one on the Navy ship. Richards puts up the little fadeaway jumper, no good, rebounded by Banyard. So the cold shooting continues here at the ABC Stadium. I'm not quite sure if there's some glad wrap on the rings or something, but both teams having a lot of trouble finding the bottom of the net. Woodfall into Banyard. Banyard kicked it out. Woodfall had to go chase it again though. 7 left on the shot clock. The Thunder will need to get busy here. Dent drives, finds Campbell. Oh, Campbell. The pass was just bounced off Campbell's thigh and went out of bounds. 3 minutes 27 left here. The Thunder lead a gritty defensive affair, 22-19.
Just their passing in that play phase just a little bit off, and it just got stretched out, and it was allowed Hobart to do a good job and just stay in front of the ball.
So as we said at quarter time, both teams hardly seeing the world on fire with their shooting percentages at the moment.
First to 50 wins.
That could be it. Adams tried to drive on Campbell. Campbell, great defence there again, and the Thunder are back up and running again. Campbell gets the ball up against Ratcliffe, puts it up. Wasn't a pretty shot coming out of the hand by Paul Campbell, but it's how many. It's not how in this game. And the Thunder out to a 24-19 lead, and Campbell has 13 points. Collision there in the key. They've called the foul, called a blocking foul on the Thunder, and it'll go on number 4. Kai Woodfall. Sam Armstrong not happy with the call. He thought it should have been a charge.
I'd like to see that on replay too, Coley. I thought Kai had done a pretty good job there, but
unfortunately not. So
Mr. Parker was calling that a block also on the other side. So there's no doubt it was a block.
No doubt. BJ Ratcliffe inbounds the ball to Stanwicks. Stanwicks now guarded by Campbell, but Woodfall comes back to help. Shot goes up from Richards. No good. Campbell with the rebound, and he's fouled there by Zach White. It's just a cheap little foul there by White. That's his second for the night. Callum Barker coming back in for the Huskies, but as he does that, Sam Armstrong calls a timeout for the Northwest Thunder, who lead 24-19 here. Campbell, 13 points, leading all scorers at the moment. It's he's on another planet, and 9 rebounds to go with that as well. I'm tipping a fair majority of those are offensive. So Campbell having a very good night against the Huskies here.
And not in foul trouble.
No, that's the good thing.
Well, he's on the floor.
If you have a look at the Thunder big men between Campbell, Nick Banyard and Simon Logan, there's only 1 foul between them, and we're 2 minutes 37 to half time. So that will please Sam Armstrong no end. It allows him to keep rotating them through and keeping them fresh and keep them there for the last quarter.
Well, I looked up and there was 6 minutes on the clock to go in the second quarter. Sam had played 11 guys and rotated them through, and it's just good, especially with the younger guys. Got them in early, got Coy in early, got Jackson early, make them feel a part of the game.
Yep.
If you need them later on, they'll feel acclimated to it.
And as you as well as anyone knows, Mark, the big men don't get any smaller in the last quarter.
Paul Campbell stays out of foul trouble. We're all happy.
Even
him.
He has X Factor written all over him, Paul Campbell. He's a X Factor type player. When he's on the floor, things seem to happen when Paul's on the floor. So the Thunder inbound the ball. Kobe Jackson brings the ball up against Jack Stanwicks. Gets it through to Campbell. Barker playing well off him, but Campbell won't shoot that three-pointer. He hasn't quite got that in his repertoire. Woodfull now with the ball, guarded by Stanwicks. Ball, tried to get a pass into Banyard, but it was tipped out of bounds. Thunder will get the ball back on the baseline, 9 seconds left.
Good job there by Jack, just a little bit active on the ball and making it a little bit more difficult to throw it in the post.
So the Thunder have been quite handy with their end line plays so far tonight. This one not quite as successful, tipped out of bounds again, and Banyard will just go to the other side of the baseline and will inbound it from there this time. So Banyard finds Campbell out to Jackson. 7 on the shot clock. Woodfull gets the ball. Looked good out of the hand, but just short.
That's three times now out of 4, Collier, that open shot from that.
I think he's keen to finally get on that score sheet, Kyle Woodfull. Radcliffe now with the ball. Over to Richards. Into Barker. Goes up against Campbell. Oh, great defence again. Paul Campbell with the block. Richards now. Kicks over to Adams. Adams, shake and bake. Puts up the shot, no good. Rebound, offensive rebound by Barker. Now Radcliffe with the ball, guarded by Woodfull. Radcliffe finds Barker inside. He goes to work. Oh, great hands there by Kai Woodfull. Gets the steal. Goes to Banyard. Banyard, easy 2 there. Just bumped Richards out of the way.
That was really good play by Cobb Woodfull. Just hung onto it just to the right time and delivered it and allowed him to get a good angle on his defender.
Thunder nearly forced another steal, but Woodfull just couldn't keep the ball in bounds. And the Huskies will get the ball back. 17 seconds left on the shot clock. They trail 19-26, a minute 22 left here in the second quarter of this NBL1 clash at the Olivers Bakery and Cafe Stadium in Ulverston on the northwest coast of Tasmania. Adams now with the ball. Adams still has 0 points tonight and still has 0 points after that shot. The Thunder get the rebound through Campbell. Jackson now with the ball, guarded by Radcliffe. Jackson over to Campbell, over to Woodfull. Woodfull guarded by Adams. Now Barker finds himself open, puts up a three-point attempt, no good. Paul Campbell, surprise, surprise, an offensive rebound. Woodfull back again with the ball. Drives on Stanwicks. That will be an offensive foul. That was an easy call there by the master referee, Martin Parker. And the Thunder will turn the ball over. That's 2 fouls now on Woodfull now. Looks like Rain Smith will come back on to replace Woodfull, just to make sure he doesn't pick up that third in the final minute of this second quarter. So the Huskies inbound the ball. Radcliffe now. Over to Richards. Richards, who had a very big game in the NWBU Grand Final last Friday night for Penguin. Kicks it out to Stanwicks, whose three-point attempt was no good. Campbell with the rebound. Campbell's up to double-figure rebounds now. He's into 11 points, 13 points, 11 rebounds. Joe Chilcott pulls up mid-range jump shot and sweet. That's Joe's bread and butter.
That was a really good cut by Joe. Rain picked his dribble up just a little bit too early. Joe sensed it and cut right into the gap.
Thunder with the full-court press on the moment. Oh, did they get over? No, they didn't. Nick Banyard and Rain Smith exchange a high five there. They're quite happy with that. BJ Radcliffe's pressing his case to the referees. They won't hear anything about it. And a timeout called by, I didn't see who called that timeout, by one of the coaches. 11.8 seconds left. Fair chance it might have been Sam Armstrong to draw up a play for the last 11.8 seconds of the first half. His team lead 28-19. You would think that might be a quarter time score. No, this is nearing half time. The OBC Stadium has turned into the Memphis Grizzlies grindhouse tonight, let me tell you. We've got Tony Allen, Zach Randolph and Mark Gasol back all of a sudden.
On the flip side, I think Thunder have done a pretty good job of trying to attack the rim. They haven't finished, great.
No.
But they've had the right intent. I feel like Hobart boys need to get a little bit more on the rim, but when Paul Campbell's out there, it's become difficult.
Yeah.
Been a real influence, and that's where Jalen Adams has had to settle for jump shots, and she'll need to find a way. He needs to find a way to get to the rim, get to the free throw line, and start to get a couple of points for himself and get his team going in the second half.
Just watching the Thunder bench here, and looks like regular physio Ryan Carroll's away, so Gareth Bell's substituting tonight. He's just applying a bit of tape to Paul Campbell's hand there. Not sure whether that was a bit of a wound or just a bit of a finger injury that needed strapping. We'll keep an eye on him. Banyard now with the ball, guarded by Richards. Gets it out to Smith. Smith now, 5 seconds left. Banyard, oh, great tip. Paul Campbell with the two-handed slam. Half-time there. What a way to finish the half by the Northwest Thunder. Banyard and Campbell running right there in the key, and the Northwest Thunder lead 30-19 at half-time at the OBC Stadium in this NBL1 rivalry round clash against their foes from Hobart, the Hobart Huskies.
There's nothing wrong with Paul Campbell's hand. Right now he's got 15 points, 12 rebounds and 4 dunks.
The only thing that's wrong with it is probably sore from dunking the ball so many times. It's got leather poisoning and iron poisoning at the moment. He might want to go see a doctor about it, but I don't think it'll be anything too terminal. So it's a great first half by the Northwest Thunder. Finish it off in style. They lead the Hobart Huskies 30-19 in this NBL1 clash at the OBC Stadium in Oval. So we'll take a short break and be back with a dissection of the first half, what both teams need to do in the second half, and whether there can be a comeback by the Huskies or will the Thunder go on with it. We'll be back shortly. So we're back here at Ulverston's OBC Stadium for the second half of tonight's NBL1 rivalry round clash between the Northwest Tasmania Thunder and the Hobart Huskies. While it's been slightly low scoring, it has been quite an impressive defensive display by the home team Thunder to keep the Huskies to just 19 points in a half of basketball. You'd be happy if you kept a team to 19 points in a quarter of basketball. The Thunder have done it in a half, which will be pleasing Coach Sam Armstrong no end given the defensive troubles they've had in the past weeks, Mark Radford.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting, 19.
Yeah.
And 30 too. I'm sure we've seen the Thunder play much better than that offensively, and I'm sure Mark Shivers has seen his group play much better from that standpoint. So I think we'll see the game will open up as it usually does a little bit more in the second half, and I'm sure Mark Shivers has talked to his group about ways of getting Jalen Adams a little bit freer. He's got to find the scoreboard for his group. Zach White's got 5 points. He's got to follow. They've just got to find other ways, whether it be offensive rebounding. You talked earlier about how do you get offensive rebounds or be a good offensive rebounder. They've got to go. They've got to get on the boards. There've been a lot of jump shots, so they've got to do a much better job in that area. And defensively, they've just got to get a little bit more disruptive and see if they can get out on the break and get some, create some points themselves. So I'm sure Mark would have talked about that. He's an experienced coach, and from Sam's standpoint, he doesn't want his team to become a jump shooting team. And
no.
Because this is, Paul's done a good job and he hasn't taken any jump shots.
No.
Thank goodness. Right?
Not his forte.
It's not his forte, and he's got 17 points and playing around the rim. He's doing a really good job.
So just before we delve into a couple of stats, the Canteen Watch report tonight is we've got some sorting out to do here, I think, Mark, because we got put forward a nice little plate of Vickies with some salami and cheese, cabana and cheese, while the canny operators on the scorers bench kept the sausage rolls and party pies. Now that's all well and good, and last week we got some back. But what's happened is Brucey Robinson's brought over the sausage rolls and party pies when we've gone back to air. So they're there sitting in front of us. We can't eat them because we don't want the people at home to hear us chew through sausage rolls.
Definitely not. Julian O'Brien's got something to do with this.
Yeah, we'll sort this out for the next Saturday's home game against Knox. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you knocked something out. What'd you knock out there, Rad? We back? Something's gone. Yeah. How are we going with it? We all right? We are back. We're back. The old plug just fell out of the hole there. We are back. We'll resume Canteen Watch at three-quarter time. So the Huskies have the ball. BJ Ratcliffe the ball, puts up a three-point attempt. No good. Rebounded there by Richards. Great rebound. Passes out to Stanwicks, out to Adams. Got a long time in the corner. Shoots. Adams still on 0 points tonight. Cannot buy a shot tonight. Can Jalen Adams. White drives in on Campbell. Slipped over, but Martin Parker's spied a foul. And they'll be on number 2, Jordan Bowling for the Northwest Thunder, and that's his first for the night. Just a couple of the stats that we're about to go through before the cord fell out. Paul Campbell, the star of the show so far tonight. 17 points, 12 rebounds, including 5 on the offensive end. And for the Hobart Huskies, who have just missed another shot there, their top scorer is number 5, Zach White, who only has 5 points. So they do have a bit of work to do. Thunder leading by 11 points. Campbell finds Dent. Dent out to Bowling, guarded by Adams. Bowling puts up a tough jump shot, and it rolls in. 2 points there for Jordan Bowling. He's up to 7 points now for the night, and Thunder's lead out to 13 points. Stanwicks over to Adams to White. Richards now guarded by Banyard. Back to Adams, who's guarded by Bowling. Finds Richards again. sells a little shot fake there. Adams now drives in on bowling, puts up a shot. Jalen Adams still with 0 points tonight. It was none of 8 in the first half. I think he's up to none of 10 now. Banyard fumbles the ball in his attempts to get the ball back in the court, turns it over, and there's Jalen Adams' first 2 points of the night, and they don't get any easier with a little two-handed slam off a Nick Banyard turnover.
Just sloppy play there. That we talked at half-time about him finding a way to get a layup and get in the game. Certainly didn't think it was going to come that way. And
Jordan Bowling puts up a three-point attempt, and it finds the bottom of the net. But the Huskies are coming back the other way quickly. Adams now drives, guarded by Bowling, kicks it out to Stanwicks in the corner. Stanwicks' three is no good, rebounded by Dent. The Huskies certainly looking to really play with some pace, I think, whenever they get a rebound. Try and get the Thunder on defensive transition. Campbell kicks the ball across to Bowling. Bowling puts up another three. He's feeling it now, Jordan Bowling. 2 consecutive three-pointers. And he's up to 13 points now for the night, and the Thunder lead by 17, 38-21. 7 minutes 35 left in the third quarter of this NBL1 clash at Ulverston. Stanwicks guarded by Dent. Gets the ball into Richard, kicks it out to White. White puts up a three-point attempt, and it goes in by Zach White. He's up to 8 points now for the night. A much-needed basket for the Hobart Huskies. Just a bit of a press on at the moment, but the Thunder get the ball over through some nice passing. Banyard, mid-range jump shot. Never looked like going in, clangs off the front iron, and the rebound there by Stanwicks. Stanwicks gets the ball over to Adams now, to White. Over to Richards. Richards, they give him the open three-pointer. It comes off the back of the rim, rebounded by Campbell. Dent now kicks out to Bowling. Bowling in rhythm. The heat check three-point there was no good. Oh, but the Thunder get the turnover through Joe Chilcott. Chilcott to Bowling to Dent. Back out to Chilcott now. Chilcott into Banyard now. Banyard goes baseline against BJ Ratcliffe. Just brushed him out of the way. Banks him a little two-pointer. And the Thunder out to a 40-24 lead. 6:26 go in the third quarter.
Tempo certainly lifted a little bit, Coley, from that standpoint. Teams just to make sure they're taking the right shots when the tempo goes up.
BJ Ratcliffe goes inside. Just got past Joe Chilcott. Paul Campbell went for the block, and I think there'll be a foul on Campbell there. Number 21 says Martin Parker, just on the side of the head as Radcliffe went to the hoop, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. So that's Campbell's first foul for the night. Radcliffe, the first free throw, no good. Radcliffe for the second, makes no mistake there. So trims the margin by 1 point. 40-25, the Thunder lead, 6:12 left in the first quarter. Bowling, directing traffic. Campbell finds Banyard. Oh, easy as you like. Another slam dunk by Nick Banyard. Has a lovely little set play there, Mark.
Yeah, Hobart just calling a time out there. Switched all through that action, and then the Thunder just found the high-low with the mismatch, and Jack Stanwicks got caught on the high side of Nick Banyard, and the rest was history.
Exactly right. So Banyard's up to 7 points now for the night. Jordan Bowling has 13, Paul Campbell has 17, and the Northwest Thunder have made a very, very fine start to this third quarter. They lead 42-25. That's a lead of 17 points after leading by 11 points at the half. Michael Rowlands just stealing our party pies. So Thunder have got their field goal percentage up to 43%, and they're from two-point range it's 60%, whereas the Huskies are stuck on 23% from the field overall and just 27% from the two-point range, which that just won't get it done on any night in this competition, Mark Radford.
It certainly won't, and again the attack on the rim there before by who was it? BJ Ratcliffe got himself to the free throw line. Just got to stay disciplined to keep attacking, and they'll find their outside game as they go. They've got good shooters.
The other good sign there on the stats, 14 assists to the Thunder tonight and only 5 to the Huskies. So they're sharing the ball without the Thunder, and that has resulted in some very easy baskets. BJ Ratcliffe puts up a 3-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Jacob Richards there. Stanwicks now drives in, kicks back out to Richards. Richards thought about the 3-point attempt. Campbell defended him well. Adams now with the ball, guarded by Campbell. Adams, little shake and bake, puts up a 3-point attempt. High arc, and that was a sweet shot by Jalen Adams. Hit nothing but nylon through the hoop.
Oh, it was pretty good D by Paul, though. Got him on the perimeter and didn't go jumping all over the place and didn't foul. Just made a better shot.
So the Thunder lead 42-38. Lockie Dent puts up a 3-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Joe Chilcott. Thanks to a nice little tip there, I think, there from Campbell. Dent back out to Jordan Bowling. Bowling's 3-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Zach White for the Huskies. Adams now with the ball. Guarded by Jordan Bowling. Adams directing traffic. Comes to the side here. Now back out to Radcliffe, who's guarded by Bowling. Stanwicks now over to Richards. Back to Stanwicks, guarded by Banyard. This is great defence from the Northwest Thunder. They've caused another turnover. I think come off Stanwicks' foot there. Dribbled out of bounds in front of the Northwest Thunder bench. And they hold on to that 42-28 lead.
Did a good job there. Just got late clock and Nick Banyard switched out. He does a really good job when he's aggressive and switches out, and he takes a swipe at the ball and uses his length.
So the Thunder back in the front court now. Dent drives to the hoop, no good. Paul Campbell, offensive rebound number whatever it is. He's just a beast on the boards tonight.
He looks like number 43, I think it is, from Toronto right now.
Pascal Siakam or Serge Ibaka?
No, I think it's Siakam out there. He's slipped down to the ABC Centre.
So Campbell now up to 19 points for the night to go with 15 rebounds and 3 assists. He might, Thunder get the win tonight, he might be helping himself to a nice little man. The match voucher. Oh, another block there by Paul Campbell. Just everywhere tonight, Paul Campbell. Dent drives baseline, kicks out to Bowling. Bowling got fouled as he drove to the basket. Threw up a bit of a Hail Mary. Martin Parker said, no, you won't be getting that one. It's a foul on number 7, I think it might have been, Zach White for the Hobart Huskies. Nick Banyard coming to the bench for a bit of a breather. Rain Smith coming on, so Sam Armstrong decided to just go a bit smaller with his lineup for the remaining 3:36 of this third quarter. And Jordan Bowling going to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws with his team up 44-28. Ooh, just misses the first one. It's about the only thing the Thunder haven't beaten the Huskies out tonight. The free throw line, just 3 of 6, 50%. Huskies at 83%, 5 of 6. Bowling lines up for the second. Makes no mistake there, and the Thunder's lead is now 17 points, 45-28, 3:35 to go in this NBL1 encounter at the OBC Stadium in Ulverston. Stanwicks to the ball, finds White. White found too much space inside there, and there'll be a foul on Jordan Bowling.
Yeah, just a little bit loose on that pick and roll defence at the top there, and too much space for the ball handler, and he found the roller, and Zach White finds himself at the free throw line. Just rolled hard. You know, he screened and rolled hard and put some pressure on the defence. And
Zach White makes the first free throw. Zach's one of, I think it just off the top of my head, I think he's one of 5 Penguin players who won the NWBU Grand Final here on last Friday night. With that's the third in a row for the Penguin Blues. They beat Latrobe. And White makes a second, and the margin back to 15 points. Oh, sloppy pass from Lockie Dent there. Richards, easy 2 at the hoop there. Just sloppy pass there from Dent. And the lead back to 13 points for the Thunder. Dent back out to Bowling, who gives it back to Dent now. Back across to Bowling. Campbell comes up to get the ball back to Dent. Bowling asked for it in the key, no good. Rain Smith now, the ball guarded by Stanwicks, and then he gets shot up soon, 4 left. Joel Beveridge with a 3-pointer. The lead back out to 16 points for the Thunder, 48-32.
That was really good play by Rain Smith. There was like 5 seconds on the clock, didn't panic, just drove, got in the keyway, kick out 3.
Stanwicks, oh, not a foul there. I don't know, I'm not quite sure how that wasn't a foul. I just ran into a stationary target. and the Thunder get the ball back. Dent drives to the basket. That's going to be an ambitious shot. Oh, but guess who? Paul Campbell with the great little tip in. It's amazing to watch Paul tonight. He is everywhere, just a jumping jack. Up to 21 points now and 17 rebounds for the night in arguably his best ever NBL1 game. So Richards now out to Zach White. Zach White puts up a three-point attempt. That'll be no good. Rebounded by Dent. And the Thunder off and running again through Joel Beveridge. Beveridge gets by Stanwicks. No, he doesn't. Kicks back out to Smith. Smith now kicks out to Lockie Dent. Lockie Dent looking to go to work on Zach White there. Back out to bowling to Joel Beveridge. To Paul Campbell. What's Campbell going to do? He's going to throw. They need to get a shot here soon. Lockie Dent somehow found an open lane to the basket. The play didn't quite go to plan, I'm tipping. That won't matter, Coach Sam Armstrong. The Thunder forced the turnover at the other end as Zach White ran out of real estate. Lockie Dent pulls up for a two-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Jordan Hargrave.
It's probably not the shot they wanted there, but I'd like to see a couple of times that the Huskies have got up the floor and been a little bit disruptive, and Thunder have turned it over. I'd like to see them get into a little bit more of that if they can get the game on their terms a little bit that way. It'd help them.
I think the couple of times they have done that, it has worked. Rain Smith with a three-point attempt. That's his second for the night by young Rain Smith. He's up to 6 points for the night, and the Thunder out to a 55-32 lead, 23 points. And it's getting ugly now for the Hobart Huskies. Stanwicks with the ball, guarded by Dent. Gets it over to Hargrave. Hargrave to Richards, guarded by Jordan Bowling. Richards goes baseline, strong move. Oh, chucked up some sort of weird reverse shot. Paul Campbell with the block, and the ball eventually went out of bounds off a Thunder player, and the Huskies will get the ball back. 3 seconds left on the shot clock as both teams, as the Huskies make some substitutions. Looks like Young's back on the court, along with Barker for the Huskies.
Liam Smith
as well. Oh, Paul Campbell, another block. Bowling drive, just bullocks his way to the basket, gets fouled. I think that might be on number 12, I think. No, number 9, that'll be on. Matthew Young, the captain of the Huskies. And Jordan Bowling go to the free throw line to shoot two. I'm not quite sure he was ever going to get a good shot there, Jordan. But
the last couple of times he's put his head down and gone. I'm not sure he's checked the traffic before he's crossed the road. He had Rain Smith, who's just made a three sitting out on the left-hand wing. He should have. I feel like he should have found him, but I think he had his head planted on the rim.
He had one destination there, did young Mr. Bowling. He makes the first miss of the second, so the Thunder lead by 24 points. 20 seconds left here in this third quarter. Adams now with the ball, guarded by Dent.
Should just have one possession here.
I think so. Screen set by Barker. Adams still going to work. He wants to get this last shot off to Jalen Adams, but he might have to give it off to someone else. He's turned the ball over. No, he hasn't. A foul by the Northwest Thunder. There's on number 6, Lockie Dent. That's his third. Just bailed him out there, Mark. They've done all the good work again and just bailed him out at the end there.
They did. They had a foul to give, so it was probably worth on his penetration, worth the chance to try and get the steal. But
Matthew Young puts up the three-point attempt on the buzzer. It's no good, and the Northwest Thunder in complete control of this game at the OBC Stadium in Ulverston. They lead 56-32 in this Tasmanian derby, and very hard to see the Hobart Huskies come back from this one tonight. The Thunder have been led superbly tonight by Paul Campbell, the man with the dreadlocks in the middle. He has 21 points to go with 18 rebounds, 3 assists and 5 blocks. If you were doing the Brownlow medal votes, I think you might pencil in Pete Campbell 3 votes so far tonight, Mark. He's been head and shoulders ahead of everyone else tonight.
Yeah, it's really pleasing for Paul. If you think, a couple of years ago, he wasn't playing or Siebel at that time, and he wasn't as strong as contributor to his domestic club as well. But this off-season, Sam Armstrong certainly has some faith in him, and he's got himself in better shape and just playing better basketball. I'm really, really pleased for him. He's a good person. He contributes strong to the community here, strong to his domestic club and junior development, and It's really good to see him having a good night.
Yeah, you're right there. You talk to him, he smiles when he talks. He's actually a really engaging bloke to talk to, and he's shown tonight why he's one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBL1 competition. He's got 7 to go with 11 on the defensive end, and a total of 18 overall and 21 points as well on 10 of 12 shooting. And as we said, there's not too many jump shots there. They are all around the rim.
Play to your strengths.
Play to your strengths. So also for the Thunder, we've got Jordan Boland with 15 points. Nick Banyard has 7, along with 9 rebounds, while for the Hobart Huskies, Zach White has 10 points. He's the only one in double figures, followed by Jalen Adams with 5 points, and 4 each to Young, Richards and Hargrove. So we start the last quarter here. Kai Woodfall is on the court. Rain Smith, corner 3, no good. Offensive rebound by Banyard. Loken, he didn't realise he was that open, I don't think. Kai Woodfall with a 3-point attempt. That's his first points in the Northwest Thunder top. That'll just sell the nerves a little bit. And the Northwest Thunder out to a 59-32 lead here in the early stages of the last quarter. Hargrave now with the ball, guarded by Joel Beveridge. Drives. He's found a bit of traffic, kicks it out to Smith. Kicked out to Young. Missed the 3-point attempt, rebounded by Hargrave. The ball didn't hit the rim, and the shot clock went tick, 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 boom. And there'll be a turnover by the Hobart Huskies. Great defence again there by the Northwest Thunder, Mark.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they had the corner 3 that was open, and he just didn't make it and didn't get any rim, obviously, then affected the shot clock. But Hobart have got to dig in here. They can't let this blow out. They've got to...
Yeah, I think
they've got to knuckle down.
They'll have a bit too much pride on the line, you think, especially with Mark Chivers at the helm to get blown out by their Tassie rivals. Banyard's shot attempt was no good. Jalen Adams drives to the rim. His shot no good. Rebound by Rain Smith by the Northwest Thunder. Thunder just continuing to make life hard for Jalen Adams. They're a leading scorer this year, the Huskies. Banyard now with the ball, goes against Barker. Kicks out Joel Beveridge. Beverage's shot goes up, comes off the back of the rim, rebounded by Callum Barker. He gets the ball over to Jalen Adams, and the Huskies are back in the front court. Matthew Young now with the ball at the top of the 3-point line, kicks it across to Hargrave, who's guarded by Beveridge. Smith comes across to receive the ball. He's guarded by Rain Smith, his namesake. Adams now kicks it back out to Liam Smith. Smith's 3-point attempt goes up, no good. Rebounded by Nick Banyard.
They ran 3 bodies at Jalen Adams during that play phase. Kai Woodfall not giving him any space, and then Nick Banyard's jumping out. Very difficult for him.
So Woodfall now with the ball to Beveridge, to Banyard. Banyard a little fadeaway 2-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Matthew Young. And as much as Mark Chivers won't want this to be a blowout, Sam Armstrong will want to put the foot on the throat here and really get a big win on the board here.
Yeah, no question. He's been, obviously, as a player, he's been on both ends of it. Certainly been to Hobart and got beat by 50 in nights where Anthony Stewart's had 50 points, and we used to hear about that.
Yeah, well, even in recent times, the old Hobart Chargers in the Seabull, they handed out some awful beatings to the Thunder the last couple of years. So a foul there on the Huskies. I didn't quite see who was on, but the Thunder will get the ball on the sideline. Joel Beveridge to inbound the ball.
I think this is like, it's a new name and it's a new club and it's a new group, and the Huskies have to work through what their identity is going to be, especially the younger guys are going to be around that program for a long time. And
there's something that the club probably in the past they've relied on the interstaters and the imports to get them by, but now it's the locals are carrying the can for them a lot of the way, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and it'll continue to be that way, especially with the Southern Huskies in the NZBL, and it's a great opportunity for young players right across Tasmania to play in these 2 men's teams, and they've got to make them their own. And you're going to have nights where it's going to be difficult like this for both teams.
Cam Brown's just come on the court for the Huskies and scored his first 2 points. Kai Woodfall is just finding a nice little bit of rhythm on the 3-point attempt, and that goes swish, and the Thunder now out to a 62-34 lead. Woodfall with 6 points now for the game on 2 or 3 shooting.
Kai Woodfall is a great role model for young Tasmania basketball players. We had him come back and speak to our athletes here a couple of weeks ago at at SDP camp and talked about his journey and what he had done. And that young man, I don't think anyone trained as hard and as consistent as he did when he was coming through the Basketball Tasmania system. And
he's reaping the rewards now.
He did. He's got his college scholarship and come back with his degree, and he'll go on to bigger and better things, and he'll continue to be a good basketball player no where he plays.
So the Thunder turned the ball over on offence. It was Matthew Young drove to the basket looking for the dunk, and he was fouled by Simon Loken, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Simon Loken, that's his second foul for the night. As Barker comes off for a rest to be replaced by number 20,
Noah Stratzma.
Noah Stratzma. Do you know a little bit about young Noah?
I do know a little bit about young Noah. He was in the under-18 state team last year, and the under-20 team this year he was a reserve. He'll find himself a strong candidate for the under-20 men's team for next year. He's only been playing basketball for a short period of time and has made great strides, and it's great to see him on the floor. He's a good athlete. He has really good heritage in his family, the Smith family, as in Darren and Jason, and bloodlines down through there. Loves his basketball, and we'll see the best of him in the future. It's great that he's getting the opportunity to play with Hobart tonight.
So the three-pointer from Woodfall was no good. The Huskies now have the ball. Hargrave out to Stratzma. Stratzma goes baseline, guarded by Bowling, kicks back out to Hargrave. Hargrave puts up the three-point attempt, and it is good from Jordan Hargrave. He's up to 7 points now for the night, and the Northwest Thunder's lead is cut to 25 points, 62-37.
Stuff by there by... Sorry, Carl, we cut you.
Yeah, go Mark.
Young Noah, puts it on the floor, the confidence to put it on the floor. We've got 2 feet in the paint, found the open man on the kick-out. Really good for his confidence.
So Thunder quickly passing the ball around here. Woodfall finds himself open. Shot's no good. Jackson tried for the rebound, but Adams will run away and get an easy two-hand slam. And Sam Armstrong just wants to go over a couple of plays here. They've been a little bit sloppy the last few possessions. The Thunder just allowing a couple of easy baskets, and they still comfortably lead here, 62-39, 5 minutes 12 left. But as a coach, you want to finish off how you played the first 3 quarters, don't you?
You certainly do. He doesn't want to let the foot off the pedal and become sloppy, and he's done a really good job to get to this point. And on the flip side, Mark Shivers will be happy that they were able to get an open 3 on the kick out, get a little breakaway layup, and he'll be looking for any little wins that he can get, to be able to carry into, even though there's 5 minutes to go, it's probably gone by now, but to be able to carry some positives out of this. And as we said at 3/4 time, they've got to dig in. They can't let this just blow out. Want to be able to take some positives into this next week's preparation.
So the Huskies back out in the court. They've obviously missed Tad Duffelmeyer tonight, who got called up for Southern Huskies duties with the New Zealand NBL. He's obviously been a pretty potent scoring threat since he's arrived at the club.
Yeah, definitely. And you would miss someone that you rely on week in, week out, and he's obviously a potent scorer, and that obviously opens it up a little bit more for Jalen. There's a range of things that changes when he's in the lineup.
So Kobe Jackson with the ball now, guarded by Stratzma. Nice little battle going on here. Jackson kicks across the bowling, only 9 left on the shot clock, but they're a fair way from the basket still. Beveridge now, 3 left on the shot clock. Jackson puts it up, had to put it up, bounced off the front of the rim. And the Huskies get the rebound. Adams at full steam. Goes through hands, Stratzman with the ball, now out to Hargrave. 3-point attempt. Fouled on the 3-point attempt there by Joel Beveridge. Joel's not happy with the call, hands on hips. Martin Parker says, I'm still not changing my call, Joel. And there'll be 3 free throws to Jordan Hargrave. Is that a bit of the fouling the 3-point shooter? Is that something that can quickly annoy a coach?
Very quickly. You do see, obviously, you see it a lot more these days with the amount of 3-pointers that are taken, and you don't see many 3-pointers blocked.
No.
And obviously, you've got to challenge and carry a hand and do those things, but you're not getting that past Marty Parker.
No,
that's not happening.
No, not fast. Not fast. Senior Sergeant Parker. So Hargrave missed the first, made the second free throw, preparing for the third, and missed the third, rebounded by Loken, and the Thunder will head back up the court through Kobe Jackson, guarded by Stratzma, finds Loken. Loken back to Jackson, over Woodfull. Woodfull goes baseline, kicks it across to Jackson. Jackson's shot no good. Great hustle there. Oh, great work there by Jalen Adams. And a strong jam by Jalen Adams. He's getting his points easy tonight. He's been made to work hard, but when he does get them, he's getting them easy. He's up to, Adams up to 9 points now for the night.
Hard to defend turnovers like that.
Yeah, it is. Stratzman with the ball now on the post against Loken. Just loses control of it, gets it back again. Adams now puts up a three-point attempt over Loken, and he's just starting to heat up now, Jalen Adams. Probably is going to be a little bit too late, but they've cut the margin back to 17 here with 3:35 left in the final quarter at the OBC Stadium in Ulverston.
Hobart have just ramped their defence up. They've just got up and into it and made it a couple of times tough for Kobe Jackson to enter it into offence. And
that's a nice little jump shot there by Jordan Bowling. He's up to 17 points now for the night, and the Northwest Thunder lead 64-45. Adams going to work again. Banks in another little two-pointer to Jalen Adams. He's up to 14 points now, and the lead 17 points, 64-47. Just a tick over 3 minutes left here in this Tasmanian derby in NBL1 rivalry round. Jordan Bowling with a three-point attempt, no good. Oh, backcourt, no. Jalen Adams managed to control the ball there. Over to Stratzma. Stratzma with a three-point attempt, no good. Matthew Young with a rebound, puts up a three-point attempt of his own, and it goes in. So the Huskies showing late signs of life here, and really keeping the Thunder honest. They only trail by 14 points now. Loken goes to work on Young, drops it down to Jordan Bowling, and he got massacred there by two Hobart opponents. I've seen blokes kicked out of nightclubs for less. Mark Radford can talk more about that in a moment. Back in his younger days when he used to terrorise Burnie and Wynyard.
Not sure I visited too many nightclubs.
You were too busy still putting in the work on the court, weren't you?
Well, I might have visited one or two.
After a win. After a premiership. So
I didn't dance.
So a couple of substitutions for the Northwest Thunders. Sam Armstrong, just mindful that this doesn't get into single figures this lead. Hobart are just making a nice little run here. I think a little 5-0 run. So he's brought back on Paul Campbell and Joe Chilcott to try and finish this game off. And I think Nick Banyard's waiting here at the bench to maybe come back on as well. He might be coming on for Bowling maybe to try and finish this game off. Bowling at the free throw line, makes the first. Up to 18 points for the night for Jordan Bowling. The lead out to 15, 2 minutes 21 left here in the last quarter. Bowling makes the second, lead out to 16 points. And Nick Banyard does come on along with Kai Woodfull. And a timeout called by
Mark Shivers.
Mark Shivers with 2:21 left here in the last quarter. And the Northwest Thunder, the home side, leading 66-50. So leading scorers for the team, Paul Campbell with 21 for the Thunder and 14 for Jalen Adams for the Huskies. Mark, you were about to say something.
Yeah, Jordan Bowling, just the last couple of times down, just quick shooting it a little bit earlier, just being a little bit more patient, and they wouldn't find themselves in a position they're in now, 2.5 to go. As you said, it's probably okay, but the last time out we spoke about Sam wanting to keep the momentum going, and Mark Shivers would want to find some things that are positive, for the rest of the game, and can certainly take that out.
So the Huskies have outscored the Thunder 18-10 so far this quarter, so it has been a good finish by the Huskies, but they were starting from a long way behind. They've nearly got their field goal percentage up to 30%, sitting at 29 at the moment, 18-63. While the Thunders has just dropped a little bit this quarter, down to 39%, after being at 44.2% at three-quarter time. So the Huskies inbound the ball through Strathmore. He gets the ball to Adams. Adams finds a cutting Cam Brown. Paul Campbell, instant defence.
Just sub him back in, Sam.
Yeah, I'd let him run free.
Yes.
Just let him run free.
It's a wild stallion tonight.
He's got no more NWBU commitments for the year. Just let him run free. So the Huskies now with the ball. Strathmore gets it over to Adams, who's guarded by Chilcott. Adams drives, goes himself.
Yeah, Paul didn't get that, but his presence at the rim certainly made a difference.
He is changing shots, isn't he? Dent with a great cross-court pass to Smith, who gave up the three-point attempt, but just using the clock smart by Rain Smith. Dent now to Chilcott. Chilcott, the little teardrop, no good. Paul Campbell, another offensive rebound. Rain Smith, three-pointer. Game, set and match the Northwest Thunder. They lead 69-50, 1 minute 32 left here in this last quarter. Great patience there from the Thunder.
Yeah, Rain doesn't. He did it earlier on. We talked about just that penetration, and we got the kick out three. And then that time he could have shot the early one, but he just hung on to it, ended up getting the open one.
Oh, great steal by, I think it might be Rain Smith. Lockie Dent ran up the court, found the trailing Nick Banyard for the alley-oop, just to put the exclamation mark on this one. Paul Campbell again. Joe Chilcott. Fouled by Cam Brown, missed the two-pointer, but will go to the line for two free throws. Great hustle there, Paul Campbell. He's earned his keep tonight, Paul. 21 points, 20 rebounds, 6 blocks, 3 assists, and it's just been, he's been a beast at both ends of the court tonight. As
can't say enough about the big fella.
It might be a Paul Campbell highlights package on the NBL1 website by the end of the night, I think.
That player of the week?
Oh, let's hope so. Or team of the week. I don't know why they don't do a team of the week. Joe Chilcott goes 2 from the free throw line, and the lead 73-50 with a minute left in this Tasmanian derby. Adams with the ball over to Hargrave, who's guarded by Dent. Goes back to Adams. Screen set there by Majock. Adams has gone baseline and just been bailed out with a foul there. Foul there on number 9 for the Northwest Thunder. That is
Joey
Chilcott. And the Huskies will take the ball on the end line through Jordan Hargrave. 14 left on the shot clock. 45.3 seconds left in this edition of the Tasmanian Derby. Cam Brown out to Majock. Majock puts up a two-pointer, no good. Paul Campbell, another rebound. And Lockie Dent is off and running. Oh, there's a sloppy turnover there from Lockie Dent again. And Banyard ended up committing the foul on Jordan Hargrave. Just a couple of times tonight, Lockie's just...
He's had 3 of those in the backcourt. And
just bad, like they're really bad passes.
I hope he's not recovering from last week still.
So Jordan Hargrave to the line for the Huskies, makes the first free throw.
In his defence, that's unlike Lockie. He's been very solid for the Thunder this year. And
yep. Hargrave makes the second free throw. 73-52 in this one, the dying stages. Shot clock and game clock about a 6-second differential, so Huskies will probably get one more shot. Dent finds Banyard, lovely pass, Lockie Dent to Nick Banyard, banks it in for 2 points. And the Thunder lead 75-52, 15 seconds left, so the Huskies will get the final shot. Adams brings the ball up the court. Adams looking for his options, puts up a 2-point attempt. It goes in for Jalen Adams.
He's been much more aggressive in this last quarter than he has earlier on.
But there's the full-time hooter, and it is a win in the Tasmanian Derby to the Northwest Tasmanian Thunder as the coaches Sam Armstrong and Mark Chivers shake hands. A comprehensive win in the end of the Thunder. They win 75-54 over the Hobart Huskies. The star of the show undoubtedly tonight, Mr. Paul Campbell, with 21 points, 21 rebounds and 6 blocks and 3 assists as well. and only committed one foul. That's been the key. He was able to stay on the court for long periods of time. 28 minutes and 34 seconds he played tonight, and he was doing something in all of those 28 minutes tonight. Also for the Thunder, Jordan Bowling had 19, Nick Banyard with 11. For the Hobart Huskies, Jalen Adams got hot in the second half with 16 points. Zach White with 10, Jordan Hargrove with 10. As I mentioned before, Paul Campbell, the rebound leader tonight, with 21 rebounds. Matthew Young led the way for the Huskies with 8. While Lockie Den had 6 assists to lead the Thunder, who had 24 assists to 7 overall. So they shared the ball around nicely. And all in all, Mark, after some defensive struggles in recent weeks, that would have been a performance that would have pleased Sam Armstrong a lot.
Most definitely. It certainly wasn't one of the normal north-south rivalry games. And as we said, first to 51, and the Thunder were first to 50. They got to 75. Both teams still got a little bit of work to do if they want to contest for those upper echelon teams, top 8 position. But got the win.
Yes,
Northwest Thunder, and I'm sure Mark Shivers. There's not all negatives, as I said earlier. There's a very new group. Both groups are very new, very, very young. Got to have to be very, very patient, right, from that standpoint. And Mark Shivers is a guy to take care of that. Experience, had to build teams in the past and be patient, and I'm sure he'll find some positives out of tonight's game to take into next week, and I'm sure Sam will have some positives as well to head into next week's game, wherever that may be.
So the Thunder next week, they go on the road. They're on the road on Friday night. They unfortunately have to go to Geelong on Friday night to the arena. That's going to be a tough ask. Then they're back here on Saturday night. So the unique sort of 2-game weekend, but they're away and home. And on Saturday night, they have a double. They're here against Knox, which is also a double header with the Lonnie Tornadoes as well. So we haven't seen Knox for a couple of years. They were out of the old Seabull competition for a couple of years, so it'd be nice to see them back on the court again. But Geelong will be a tough ask on Friday night.
Certainly will be. We've seen them here a couple of weeks ago, and they were the best team that we had seen through this venue this year. And heading down to Geelong, it's never easy.
Never a cold Friday night in Geelong.
It's been a tough little trip to Geelong. It's tough to go to Geelong at the minute in any sport.
Yes.
And get a win. So I think
if they can split the weekend, I think Sam will be.
It'll be a great weekend. Be a great weekend. But they coming off this, a lot of good positives. Guys are back healthy. Banyard's back healthy. Got a couple of new additions into the group, and Kai Woodfull was productive tonight. Yep. And we should leave pretty happy.
So that's all from the ABC Stadium in Oval tonight, where the home side, the Northwest Tasmania Thunder, ran out 75-54 winners over their Tasmanian counterparts, the Hobart Huskies. It's been an enjoyable night, a big crowd here at the ABC Stadium. Thanks again to Mark Radd for his very, very, very expert comments. My name's Brad Cole. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage tonight, and we look forward to bringing you more Northwest Thunder basketball next Saturday night as the Thunder take on the Knox Raiders. Good night.